Decision trees model complex logic. We use decision trees when we find ourselves in a process flow or use case, writing a lot of decision diamonds or if statements in a row. In those scenarios, we want to create a decision tree to model that part of the process. They are a much more detailed view of the decision process. Putting our decision processes into trees like this help us to recognize if we are missing any branches in our logic. In a decision tree, there are two basic shapes, a diamond for each decision point and a box for each outcome. And the arrows show the flow of the decision logic, labeled with the answer to the decision that is modeled in each case. You can create these trees top to bottom or left to right. Within your decision trees, each decision or outcome may lead to functional requirements. In this example of a decision tree, we are showing a vehicle configuration logic process. So for example, this rules engine should check that if the color selection for the vehicle is valid, then that's great, we can go on to the next decision point. But if not, then it's an invalid configuration. So if the color is a valid choice, then the rules engine checks the next thing, which is the valid body style, and so on. This example shows us that we need to analyze each of the decision points for detailed business rules. For example, what are all the valid colors for each configuration of the vehicle? Those have to be written in the detailed requirements still, but the decision tree helped us figure out that we needed to get to that level of detail. Sometimes you're able to discover that something which looks very complex is actually very straightforward. For example, in one system we worked on, the client was able to reduce the number of levels in their call center tree from 10 to 3 simply by putting this all in a decision tree. Decision trees should be used when you have layered if statements so that you can find any missing branches in your logic. They are used to supplement use cases and process flows when those models uncover complex decision logic. For example, you would create decision trees in systems that had routing paths or workflows, or a lot of interrelated process rules like a call phone tree. Decision trees can become very complex very quickly, so it may be valuable to only model parts of the tree or to break the decision tree up into multiple trees. If you're trying to represent a sequential process, then don't use a decision tree, use a process flow. Decision trees are really just not meant to represent flow or order, just logic.